and I'm gonna start another bag. Um, well, I found these cute little keychains on Ravelry, and the stingrays were the first one I saw, and I'm like, "Ooh, these are really cute. I can make, I can customize the color. I can make the faces up front if I if I want to and bored and, you know, can't think of anything to work on and I need to work on something all the time because, it helps my brain." And so I'm just like, "Okay, they're quick and easy. I can get it done really quick when somebody's in the chat room. I can do them on stream quick and easy for them." And then at first, I was going to change every year what they were going to be, but everybody loves the little ravioli so much, I can't bear to change them now. But I also seen this adorable ghost pattern. Let me see if I can bring that up. Oops. Okay, this is my Ravelry um, patterns. Like there's like these little cats that are super cute right here. Like I was like, "Oh my goodness, these cats would be really cute." Every month they get to choose which color cat they wanted. And also they have these little paw print ones, and they can choose the color of their of the around the paw. But then looking at the pattern, I'm like, "Okay, that's a little bit complicated. So no, I don't want to do that one. That's too complicated." And then I found these ones, they're little records. And they could have picked, the color in the middle of the record. They have little planets. And I'm like, "Ooh, I can pick the color of the ring on the planet." And they pick the actual color of the planet itself. Like these little hearts, I was thinking these would be really cute too to make, but then it's like, you know, that one's a little bit too complicated. And then I was also thinking these little ghosties would are cute. These little ghosties would be adorable for you as well if you decide to do something like this. And this is a free pattern. But yeah, if you go to Ravelry, you can find a ton of little keychain patterns. These are the little stingrays. But it looks like most of these are made by Crochet at Terry's, Teri. And then there's little tortoises. But I'm like, okay, these guys are a little bit too complicated to do real quick on a stream. And then there's like little bunnies, there's little pugs. But this person has a ton of little keychains. Okay, get out of. I'm going to go away from that because of the little crocheted penis pattern that I have. Woo! We caught it! We both caught that one. Meditative. We got an ad starting soon, so I apologize for ad land. It's going to be 3 minutes, so take a break, go to the bathroom if you need to. It's not a creeper. It's a bean. He decided to bomb it. Everywhere you'll find pieces of Cupid and Comet. I don't have a creeper. Around the North Pole without stepping in reindeer guts. The National Guard and the FBI. And the eyewitness news and helicopters circling round in the sky. The bullets are flying, the body counts rising, and everyone's dying to know. Oh, Santa, why? My. You used to be such a jolly guy. West Virginia, now Santa's doing time at a federal prison for infamous crime. More years, cause you had good behavior. 700 more years. Now Milton's in therapy, and Donner's still nervous. And you've got jobs, work for the postal service. Ads are gone for you? Huh. It must have ended early for you. But I just looked through all of my patterns. I do not have a creeper. But yeah, since you're going to be running ads now on your channel, okay? I know at first you'll want to be like really nice to your viewers and not put a lot of ads on. You have to get out of that mentality. Um, so basically, what you want to do is if you run at least 3 minutes of ads every hour, which is what I have it set on, like once an hour, I will run through a 3 minute ad block. So if you have it set up for at least 3 minutes of ads per hour, that will maximize your ad revenue share. So it, I know part of your mind is like, I don't want to be mean to my friends and make them sit through a lot of ads. But honestly, 3 minutes for one full hour of entertainment is nothing. Okay. So, because if you're watching TV, you get way more than 3 minutes of ads an hour. So, 3 minutes of ads an hour is really not that bad. And you'll get the maximum amount of revenue sharing from your ads. Like the majority of the money you're going to make from streaming is going to be ad revenue, unless you're one of those lucky ones that has a ton of friends that watch you all the time and they're willing to throw money at you every month. I'm not one of those people, and most new affiliates are not those people. So, maximize your ad revenue. Seriously. Don't feel bad about it. Maximize your ad revenue. Also, another helpful tip for new streamers and newly affiliated streamers, if you don't already rate out when you're done streaming, get in the habit of rating out when you're done streaming. If there's none of your friends on, don't worry about it. Go into the category that you were streaming in, find somebody, a big streamer, a big streamer, a small streamer, anybody. Okay, all you have to do is this is how I do it is I will look and see who's online. Because I belong to the Makers and Crafters Society stream team, my first step is let me check the stream team page and see if any of my fellow team members are online. If they are, boom, I'm going to raid to them. Um, or one of them. Depends on how many are actually on. Um, if none of them are on, I'll look through my friends list to see if there's any friends of mine that I haven't raided in a while, and I'll see if they're on and I'll raid to them. If I don't have any really good friends that kind of fit the vibe that I had that night, I'll go into the category, like I stream mostly makers and crafters, so I'll go into either the art category or the makers and crafters category, and I'll search and look and see if there's somebody else doing something similar. That's how I found you one night, Peppermint. I was looking around and I'm like, oh, this person's also doing crochet. They don't have that many viewers. I'm going to raid into them. Exactly. That's the easiest part of it. The hard part of raiding out is finding someone to raid to. So yesterday, I can't remember when I followed you, but I followed you a while ago. And I seen that you were on and I'm like, "Ooh, this person's streaming. They're on my follow list and they only have 3 viewers." I had I think about 10 viewers last night when I raided out. I'm like, "Let's go and blow up her channel." Yeah, I'm like, let's go blow up her channel. I mean, yeah, I'm not a huge raid by any means, but when you only have 3 people viewing and then it jumps up to like 13 or 14 people viewing, because I rated in with 13 people, that's a heck of a jump for you. And you were probably like, oh my goodness, thank you for rating in with all these people. Because you probably noticed your viewer count go ploop. That's why whenever I rated in, I said, hey, make sure that you refresh your page so we count as viewers for Peppermint. Because I announced before we rated, we're going to rate somebody who's not even affiliated yet. Let's see if this rate will bump her up to affiliate. And it did. And I'm so excited now. Because you had 3 in there, which is, the average for affiliate, but sometimes you just need that bump. So that's the thing. And don't worry if you have no one in your channel when you go to rate out, doesn't matter. Rate anyway. Because what'll happen, like when most people rate into a channel, they will shout out the person that rated them. Like it'll say, like basically you do slash shout out and then whatever the person's name that rated you in. And then you'll be like, oh, this person rated me. I'm going to shout them out. And if you, and be nice, like if you don't know this person, give them a follow and check them out. You know? So even if it's only you or you and one other person, raid to somebody. Yeah, you do a space after the command. So if you do raid, it's slash raid space the name of the person you're raiding to. You don't need to put an at there, just the name of the person you're raiding to. So say if you were raiding to Ryu, you would do slash raid Ryu Spitfire. You put raid space Ryu Spitfire and then enter, and then it will start a raid countdown. And then you can either choose what I do whenever I go to raid out is I do exclamation raid. We're not really raiding because we're not done with her hair yet. And I made up a little saying that I use whenever I go and raid out. No, the capitals don't matter. They really don't. Because if you look at your actual username for Twitch, it's not capitalized. It's all lowercase. And then they'll say, how do you want it displayed? And I put capitals so people know that it's 3 separate words just shoved together. Like you have peppermint and wisp, you have both of those words capitalized so people know that there's 2 separate words in your name. But if you go and look at your actual username, it's peppermint wisp all lowercase. So the capitals do not matter. Ryu, just remember you can't be anal retentive if you don't have an anus. I'm sorry, I'm showing my age. That's a quote from Dogma. I love that movie. But yeah, so rating out is awesome to do, whether you have 10 people watching or 20 people watching or 2 people watching or no people watching. Even if you're rating it's just you going into the channel with a raid, people will appreciate it. They'll thank you for the raid. They don't see the viewers that you bring because it'll always say blank is rating with 1 viewer. They don't know that that 1 viewer is you. So they just think that it's you and somebody else. And they're like, oh, hello, Raiders. And then they'll go on their little rating and spiel. You know, some people have them, some people don't. Some people just say, hi, Raiders, what were you doing? And, you just let them know what you were working on. They'll shout you out. Um, they may ask questions. They may ask you to share what you were working on in, like, say, a Discord, or they will say, hey, We're going to give you permission to post the link if you have a link. So you just say, yes, I have a link to, say, my Instagram, you know, if you post pictures on there. They'll say, okay, let us know when you're ready. So you go and grab your, you copy your link, and then you go back, I'm ready. They'll give you a permission, and then you just post it in there. Some places will do that, some places won't. So, don't offer it unless they ask. Honestly, whenever I was first getting rated into Ryu, people would raid me with like 4 or 5 people, and that would make my day because I only had like 2 or 3 people in my chat, and that 5 would double it. And if you raid into somebody that has 100 viewers already, those 100 viewers are going to see your name shouted out. Some places will have shout outs where a clip of yours, if you have a clip saved, they'll play a clip. For example, I'm taking over your job, Ryu, so don't yell at me. So that's it. That's my own personal shout out. It's not a big one, but that's my personal shout out. And boom, there's your clip. So people can see a little bit of what you do. And there's a lot of places that have clips, but not everybody does. But this kind of lets people know a little bit of what your streams are like. And then they're like, oh, this looks like something that I would love to watch on a regular basis. I'm going to shoot them a follow. Hmm. I'm shouting out myself so you can see one of my stupid clips. Oh, this is one of my this is my very first clip. This was before I even became affiliated. Right, Rocky? I made this clip myself so I can show somebody how to do a magic circle. Hi, Blaze. How are you doing today? Yes, I know which one you love. That one that you created. Yeah, it's oh, what is the link to that? I had it on my I got it sent to me on Discord. Oh, that stinks. A lot of people come in here to fall asleep though, so just joking. But that link right there, Peppermint, that is the link that you use to go and set up the clips. And then in your streaming software like OBS or Stream Elements OBS or whatever you use, you'll go and put that in as a browser source. They'll give you a link that you use as a browser source. And then, it's only the streamer and moderators. VIPs won't be able to actually use the clips. Like, I have it where VIPs can shout people out, but if they shout them out, you don't see the clip. And I can't and there's no way to set it up so that VIPs can shout out people and see clips. But not everybody uses clips. Um, I like using them because, whenever somebody comes in and raids, and it's like they raid people so they can get more exposure and and try to get more people to follow them. In my opinion, I like seeing a vibe of somebody before I just shoot off a follow. I mean, there's certain people that I will follow without going and seeing their stream, but a lot of times it's like I want to see what their stream is like before I just go and follow. So whenever people play clips, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what their vibe is. I can get behind that vibe. It's a kind of crazy vibe. I like that vibe. I'm going to shoot them a follow. One good thing is there's people that are streaming really late. But I've been in that situation too. True. I mean, it's 1:48 a.m. for me. So to me, it's, since I haven't been to sleep yet, it's late for me. It's like really late. Just like the hippos, I'm a vegetarian. But yeah, there's time zones everywhere, so I don't know where anybody's from. But I know where Ryu's from just because. Yes, I am Eastern time. Ryu is in Europe, but yeah, I'm Eastern time. But I have my streaming computer is set up in Central time because eventually I'm going back to Central time. Hi, Wheezy Teasy Lemon Squeezy. Yeah, I'm eventually going to go back to St. Louis, which is Central. Fighting man, I am a fighting man. Watch out for my melee sword. This is my defense shield. Wheezy, you can't. There's really not much room here. Thank you for licking my arm. But we will go ahead and do Stream Raiders if I click the right thing. 15 allies. Woo, we're starting to get more. No, that this is not a test. I don't like these evil snowmen. Why is Olaf gotta be evil? Victory! Oh, we're missing a clip. Hi, 20. Thank you for rating. I missed all that because we're in this screen. All right, we've got another Stream Raiders battle started. Hi, 20. How was your stream tonight? Hi, Thorn. Why are you telling mommy that she stinks by licking my arm? Oh, I hope you feel better soon and stop hurting soon. I've got a wheeze. Got a wheezy teasy lemon squeezy right here. But we are working on hair for the doll. But here she is so far. I really liked this darker color because I wasn't sure which color to go with, and it was suggested to me to do the darker color, and I'm so glad I did because it is really pretty. But yeah, the stream is decked out for Christmas. Well, Mulan has that outfit where she's got that long, like pale yellow skirt, and then she's got like a greenish jacket over top, and I'm like, you know, it would be perfect. One of my favorites that I've done so far, though, is the one that I did yesterday. This is who I did yesterday. I did not, I did not um, do the hair that Disney gave her because number one, I'm not doing straight long hair on any of them. They're getting their hair done up. And I'm like, she is going to have her traditional hairstyle. I don't care. Pocahontas would not just leave her hair down, it would be braided. But I took the turquoise from her necklace and made it into her top. And then I made like a tanned buckskin. Because if I just used a regular buckskin, it would be the same exact color as her skin. And she would look naked. And I don't want that. Um, because generally, if your hair is flowing everywhere, because natives didn't really cut their hair. It's like to this day, it's it's not really a good thing. We do not cut our hair. There's only there's only one time really in life that we cut our hair, and that is at least with my peoples, and I know a lot of tribes share the same philosophy. We only cut our hair in grief. Like when my father passed 5 years ago, like my braid on the back of my head was a lot longer. When my father passed, I cut my braid off and buried it with him. I put it in the box with his ashes. So my braid is with my dad. And then we grow our hair again. So right now, my dad's been gone about 5 years. And so my braid is down to, you know, like just past my shoulders again, or just right at my shoulders again. And then I am not going to cut it again until, um, like my mother passing is probably going to be the next time I cut my hair. But that's only for the braid. Like I have a traditional male hairdo for my tribe, which is the top is long and braided down the back, and then the underneath the braid and the sides is shaved off or buzzed off, I should say. I buzz it off. Exactly. And the reason why the majority of natives always had braids in their hair is because otherwise your hair would get everywhere. And it also kept it cleaner because it's not like we had showers and, you know, shampoo back then. So, so it would keep the hair cleaner, and it would just keep it out of your face. So unless it was a special occasion, and even sometimes special occasions, you still braided your hair. But the majority of the time, your hair was in braids. It was also easier to weave your feathers in your hair. Exactly. It was also easier to braid, to put feathers in a braid. And, you know, you know, when you were gifted feathers, you wanted to show them off. All right, 20. Thank you so much for bringing in your people, and I will take very good care of them. You have a good you have a good sleep if when you go to sleep. Feel better, 20. But like I was given 3 feathers. I earned 3 feathers myself. I received them when I turned 11 and I got my adult name. I wasn't supposed to receive my adult name at 11. I was supposed to wait until I was 13, but my grandfather was dying and he asked the elders if I could have it early since he wanted to see it. He knew he was dying. He had emphysema. So we went to res. I had my naming ceremony. I received my adult name and I received 3 feathers because when I was 8, my brother got attacked by a dog and I saved his life. So I received 1 feather because I saved my brother's life. I received 1 feather because I risked my own life to save his, because the dog could have turned on me and bit me and killed me instead. And then I received a 3rd feather because I was still a child when this happened. And when you are a child and you do something heroic, that means you have strong medicine and you are rewarded for that. I guess. I don't know. That's just what they told me. So I have 3 feathers. I don't wear them a lot because I want to try to keep them nice. And plus, I mean, walking through Walmart with 3 feathers in my hair would probably freak some people out. Or they would try to pull them out and I would lose them. Because, people. Yeah, I pretty much like if like say if I had the money to go to a powwow, I would probably wear them there. Um, I wish I had the money to get regalia and go to powwows more often because I would love to dance because I remember going as a little girl and dancing and it was fun. I loved it. But I just don't have the money to do that anymore. The regalia is expensive. Even if you make it yourself, all the fabric, all the beads, the work of doing the beads. Um, possibly. Exactly, because if you pay someone else to do it, if you do not have the talent yourself, if you pay someone else to do it, it's all hand done. So you're paying a lot. If you do have the ability to do it yourself, you have to buy all the fabric, you have to buy all the thread, you have to buy all the whatever to sew it. And then you have to buy the beads because there's always beading on it. And it's not big pony beads, it's like seed beads. And seed beads are expensive as hell. So, I do have some seed beads and I sometimes will like I used to fool around and make bracelets out of them, but I haven't done that in a while because I'm not the best at that. Um, because my grandfather was not a very good beater, and my grandmother was Slovak, so she couldn't help. My grandfather was more skilled in carving, like carving wood. He made a bow and arrows. Like he would make bows and arrows. Because he hunted and he would hunt with bows and arrows, and that's it. And then he made a flute, like a wood flute once, that was buried with him, as well as was his bow and arrows were buried with him. Yeah, I mean, I've got a huge box full of tiny boxes of seed beads in each, and each box has different colored seed bead in them. And I'm like, how do I still have these things? I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. My mother's a hoarder. So pretty much everything that I had when I left home the first time, my mother saved all of it. I told my mother, because not only do I crochet, but my sister in law crochets. I told my mother, I said, you know, you can leave your stash of yarn to Melissa because she uses a bunch of yarns that I don't use. Like I mostly use Red Heart Super Saver yarn for my amigurumi because it holds up really nice. It doesn't really stretch too much, but a little bit, but it's not too much. Um, it's durable. You can wash it. It's ease of washing. Um, and it has a ton of colors. It really does have a lot of colors. And if you do wash it, it gets soft. Like some people will make amigurumi out of cotton yarn, but sometimes if you wash cotton yarn, number one, it'll bleed a little bit, which no, please don't do that to me. Um, so it'll either bleed or it'll shrink sometimes if you don't wash it properly. So it's like I don't want amigurumis that I make to shrink after time. because that'll just distort them. So that's why I use acrylic yarn because it's cheap. Honestly, crafting supplies are like different because you're eventually going to use them and they're going to change, and then you'll have it in your house for a little bit of time, and hopefully you'll eventually sell it and get it out. I mean, that's my goal is eventually these will be sold and out of my house to somebody else's house. Exactly. Lots of shinies. Like I've got my mermaids in a bag because I'm about halfway done with them. Because I've got 7 of them done. Oh, wait. Yeah, I've got 7 of them done. And then, so those are all in there, but hopefully eventually they will be, sent out. These ones are not going to be sent out. These are the stingrays that I've done. I think you have one in here too, Thorn. Ryu's got a couple. I think Thorn has one in here somewhere. Theondon has some. Yeah, right here. Silverthorn. July of 2023. This little purple guy right here is Thorn. But then in January, I'm going to pick one, just a random stingray. I'm going to cover my eyes. I'm going to pick a stingray out of the baggie. And then that stingray is going to go home to their owner. And then the rest of those, they're going to stay with me. And then starting next year, if I have somebody that subs all 12 months next year, so January through December, the following January in my second anniversary party, I'm going to ask each one of my 12-month subs from the prior year, hey, pick out a stingray color that you want and it'll get sent to them. I mean, if they can support me for an entire year, they deserve a stingray. And I started in January and I don't have anyone from January to December this year, so that's why I'm not doing it this year. But next year, if they go January through December, every month they get a stingray of their choice. Because honestly, if you're going to support me for 12 months, you deserve a stingray. And it's not going to cost a lot to get them mailed out because they weigh nothing. Because I know Ryu is all like, I don't live in the States. You don't have to send mine out if I win. He'll get it if he wins. Not too shabby. Well, he's not. But guess who is? All Three Stooges. I love Adam Sandler in a Hanukkah song. Hi, Mama Jewel. Made sure I wrote you down for check-in. How are you doing, Mama Jewel? Hopefully you got a nap, because I think earlier you were saying that you were tired. Good. Oh my goodness, where is that boy? Oh, that picture from when he was skinny before he got fixed. Congratulations on a new PC. Cat came out of nowhere for this. Oops, that one didn't fly over there. Give him an extra one. But yeah, if I throw them on the pillow, then, you guys can see him eat them and enjoy them. There's a couple on there, Wheeze. Use your brain cell. A toasted marshmallow. Aw. Yeah, him a little chunker, but that's okay. We love him. And honestly, it's partially because he did get neutered, and when cats get spayed or neutered, some of them will fill out a little bit. It's something that happens. And also because we're living with grandma right now, the cat's grandma, not my grandma. My grandmother passed away two, in 2007. Um, but you know, because we're staying with the cat's grandma, my mother's cat, yeah, his trouble pups. Yeah, he didn't get neutered until we came out here because we said that it was my mother's cat. My mother's a senior, so seniors in here in this area, they have a program that seniors can get cats spayed or neutered for free. That's the same with mine. Albus is sleek and skinny and muscular. He's Russian blue, so he's dense, but he's sleek. Weasley puffed up, but my mother's cat Severus is 15 years old and he has to eat soft food because he's old, and you spoil cats that are that old, at least in my mother's mind. I personally wouldn't, but that's her. And so he gets soft food twice a day. Well, he doesn't finish all of his soft food. And instead of my mother feeding him less soft food at a time, or whenever the cat is done with it, picking it up, no, she just leaves it out there. So, of course, little Butterball aka Weasley, goes out there and finishes his food. But lately, Albus has been going out to finish his food, which I don't mind because Albus is skinny. Like a little too skinny in my mind. But, you know, the vet would probably say, oh, he's perfect weight. But lately, Albus has been clearing up Severus's food, and Weasley goes out there and he's like, there's nothing left for me. But the food that I normally feed the cats is like the indoor formula, and it's got weight control. So I'm hoping that that'll help once we go back home in February, hopefully. Um, because basically, the person that's selling us the house, Marianne, at first she was supposed to leave and go back to Sweden in November. She changed her mind and said that she wanted one last holiday with her son Daryl, who lives in Springfield, Illinois. She lives outside of St. Louis. So she wanted one more holiday with him, and then after the holiday, she's going to clear out her furniture into the pod, so that it can be stored until we have the money to pay it to get it overseas. Unless she's going to pay to get it overseas, which I would love if she paid to get it overseas. But so she is planning on going home to Sweden in February. So I can't move in there until she's gone because she doesn't like the fact that me and my wife are married. She thinks me and my wife are roommates and we're going to buy the house together as roommates. Like whenever scientists find, two skeletons of the same sex in a grave and it's like, oh, they must have been roommates. Or those two nursing schools, those two nurses that went to nursing school together and they were just really close roommates and really close friends. I think in her mind, like probably deep in her mind, she realizes that we're not roommates and we are spouses, but her bigotry won't let her get around it. Exactly, Ryu. And they were roommates. So yeah, me and my wife are just roommates. We're going to buy a house together because we're just really good friends and roommates. Oh my goodness. But that's why I can't be with my wife right now because she doesn't like the fact that, we're together. And they fought crime. Yeah. But it's